In the quiet town of Laramie, Wyoming, where the vast open plains stretched out to meet the towering Rockies, lived a woman named Emily Walker. She was a solitary figure, her life marked by mystery and intrigue. Little did the town know that Emily harbored a secret that would soon unravel in a chilling true crime story. Emily had moved to Laramie 6 months ago, renting a modest apartment in an old Victorian house on the outskirts of town. She was an enigma, keeping mostly to herself, and her neighbours knew little about her. They often speculated about her past, fueling rumours of a dark and mysterious background. It all began on a crisp, autumn morning when Emily's neighbour, Sarah Anderson, noticed an unusual commotion. Police cars lined the quiet street, their red and blue lights cutting through the morning fog. Sarah, a curious woman, couldn't resist the urge to investigate. As she approached Emily's apartment, she saw 2 officers standing outside, their expressions grave. The apartment's front door was slightly ajar, and Sarah could hear hushed voices from within. "What's going on here?" she asked one of the officers, her voice trembling. The officer glanced at her and sighed. "We received an anonymous tip about a possible crime at this address. We're conducting a welfare check." With bated breath, Sarah watched as the officers entered Emily's apartment. Moments later, they emerged, their faces grim. Inside, they had discovered a scene straight out of a nightmare. The apartment was in disarray, with overturned furniture and shattered glass. But the most unsettling sight was a series of photographs meticulously arranged on a table. Each photo depicted a different woman, and all of them had one thing in common. They bore a striking resemblance to Emily. The officers questioned Emily, who seemed shaken but cooperative. She explained that the photographs were of her twin sister, Isabella, who had disappeared without a trace several years ago. Emily had been searching for her ever since, collecting clues and leads in her quest for answers. As the investigation progressed, it became clear that Emily was more than just a grieving sister. She had meticulously documented every aspect of her sister's life, from her friends and acquaintances to her daily routines. Emily's obsession with finding Isabella had consumed her, and the police grew increasingly suspicious of her involvement in her sister's disappearance. Detective Marcus Sullivan took charge of the case. He was known for his relentless pursuit of justice, and he couldn't ignore the eerie similarities between Emily and the missing women. Emily's neighbours began to share their suspicions, recounting strange occurrences and late-night noises emanating from her apartment. The more Detective Sullivan delved into Emily's life, the more he uncovered a tangled web of secrets. Emily's past was riddled with unexplained connections to missing persons cases, all women who shared her sister's appearance. Her alibis and explanations grew increasingly inconsistent, raising red flags among law enforcement. One evening, as the sun dipped below the Wyoming horizon, Detective Sullivan received a breakthrough tip from a local diner owner who had seen Isabella's photograph in the news. He revealed that a woman matching Isabella's description had been a frequent customer, often accompanied by Emily. With this new lead in hand, Detective Sullivan obtained a search warrant for Emily's apartment. What they discovered sent shockwaves through the community. In a hidden compartment, they found a trove of journals, each filled with chilling accounts of Emily's fascination with her sister's life. It appeared that Emily had been living a dual existence, impersonating Isabella and meticulously documenting her every move. As the evidence mounted, Emily was arrested and charged with identity theft, kidnapping, and murder. The true extent of her crimes sent shockwaves through Laramie, a town unaccustomed to such darkness. The trial that followed was a media sensation, attracting attention from across the country. Emily's defense team argued that her actions were the result of a deep psychological trauma stemming from her sister's disappearance. However, the prosecution maintained that her obsession had driven her to commit heinous crimes against innocent women. In the end, Emily Walker was found guilty and sentenced to life in prison. The case of the Wyoming tenant with a dark secret became a cautionary tale, a reminder that beneath the facade of a seemingly ordinary life, unimaginable horrors could lurk. As the sun set over Laramie once more, the town breathed a collective sigh of relief, haunted by the chilling tale of Emily Walker and the dark, enigmatic world she had concealed behind the doors of her rented apartment.